What's up, y'all? Shuffle. We're going to do a patch notes reading for Darkest Dungeon 2. These are the patch notes for when Kingdoms dropped and a couple hot fixes. Didn't really have time to do it before now, so we're going to do it now. Hope you're enjoying Kingdoms. It's been a blast. If you've been enjoying the content, give the video a thumbs up, or any video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more. Leave your thoughts down below in the comments. And check out the box under the video, the description box. It's got ways to support the channel. Discord to join the community, and I don't know, sometimes words of praise if you need those. I don't know. I don't remember what the hell I write in those. All right. Kingdoms. Everyone always jokes about John Redhook. There's literally a Redhook John, and he's a great person. Gonna skip the fluff here, and let's just jump right into it. Ordainment. Removed enemy speed buff from Ordainment. Direction, meaning it is a community feedback thing. I don't know who exactly is responsible, but I know I've been screaming about this for like a year, so I'm so glad. So happy it's gone, man. So happy. Because really, with Ordainment, you got the enemy has like 10% dot resistance penetration, one extra like round of damage over time when they hit you. A couple of the confessions randomly apply damage over time, and what else? They get like 40% HP, 40% extra damage, which makes sense because as you progress, you get access to new stuff with your skills. You get access to more damage, stronger tokens, so the enemies have to be a little stronger. The only thing you don't natively increase with like mastery points is speed. And I had a whole little junky spreadsheet worked out, but Ordainment made every single faction minimum average speed of 4. The average hero speed in the entire game is like 3.5 or 4. So every faction in the game, on average, with Ordainment was faster than you. Horrible. Now we don't have to deal with that. It should hopefully mitigate those situations where we have the cutscene, as we joke about it, where the enemy's like hastened ordained, or just ordained elite, or just ordained in general, and you have a slow ass team. And then you see all 4 enemies go, and then it's all 4 of you. And the next turn, all 4 of them go again. And that happens constantly, so you're always on the back foot. Not a fun play experience. Dev note, further feedback on Ordainment is welcome. It's an area we're keeping an eye on. They are finally, this is already like 5 minutes of the video. They're finally adjusting this. It was okay when it came out. It's needed to be worked or reworked or whatever for a long time. Now it's happening. Reduced Act 2 Ordainment damage and HP from 40 to 30. This is to help scale it a little easier, because I think Act 1 is 20 and 20. Now we got 30 and 30. Heroes. Bounty Hunter is a non-hireable hero in Kingdoms. You can use him from the start. He's a blast. You should use him all the time. He has Wanderer. He's not Professional. Professional is only in Kingdoms. Bounty Hunter has no other paths. So Professional got some alterations. So a little bit more speed, which is great. You know, he was already kind of slow. But Bodyguard got stronger. Caltrops hits both backline enemies. Damage up, damage up. Now, no escape, ignores guard, removes all guard. And crit up, so it's a bit strange because I don't think Bounty Hunter needed a confessions buff, but they probably think no one is using him enough. And I think that's just because people don't want to. But that's not his fault. Like, he's really good, and Bounty Hunter is really good for like rank or region 1 on your run. If you want to like go clear a lair, you just pick his ass and he goes and does it most of the time. Or he's just fun to play, or he helps you with affinity. Flagellant. Fester, now missing with Fester, now correctly clears the mist corpse. Cool. Wanderer. Break ignores blind versus combo. People have been wanting that for a long time. That's on Wanderer and Poet, but not the other paths. Interesting. Probably don't want it on the other paths anyway. Plague Doctor. Disorienting Blast no longer has a chance to apply a weak token. Disorienting Blast Plus went from 25 to 100%. Nice. Been needing to do this for a while also. Plague Grenade and Plague Grenade Plus now have a cooldown of 1. I don't know if this is necessarily a community feedback. People have been wanting it nerfed, but there have been a few different things. People said I guess cooldowns, lower the damage, whatever else, you know. And it got a cooldown, which doesn't really slow it down that much. But yeah, crit increase from 5 to 10. Alchemist. Plague Grenade got nerfed, that's it. But I think Alchemist already has bonus crit, so doesn't matter. Exemplar speed increased from 4 to 6 to counter Ordainment speed loss. Perfectly fine. Right? I don't mind enemies in general being a little faster to put pressure on you. I mind it when every single enemy gets it by the end of the game. Oh, Shuffington, it's only a 90% chance. Every enemy. All of them. Jamie General, Taproot will no longer use the growth recedes on corpses. That's an odd one. Because I'm pretty sure, I don't know if they ever fixed this glitch, but or bug or whatever you want to call it, but back in the day, if you had a corpse that got strangled, you know, like someone died and because they were strangled, they had 3 vine tokens, and the 3 vine tokens were there. When the corpse expired, the next person slides into the strangle. So I don't know if they still have that, but they need to get rid of that if they're going to do something like this too. Dev notes: Swine have received numerous adjustments to improve their threat level. I mean, they're already pretty dangerous, but Skulkers have been adjusted to provide a clear expectation, expectation of their diamond combat roll in each rank. Okay. I think it means like if they're kind of like the Beastmen, where if they're in the back, they're going to focus the back. If they're in the front, they're going to focus the front. HP increase, speed increase. This offsets. This is like probably for Ordainment. Now has a low chance to spawn with 1 or 2 stealth tokens. By low chance, they mean pretty much every time, in my experience. Innate buff to Blight, while stealth increased from 2 to 3. Did not need this. Foul Shank, Blight increased from 2 to 3. Did not need this. Foul Shank, stress increased from 1 to 1 to 2. That's okay. Foul Shank, launch ranks change from 3 and 4 to 4. That's fine. I guess that explains the other buffs. Shank no longer has a cooldown. Foul Shank, chance to disease increased from 15 to 25. Pig Sticker, damage from 69 to 6 to 10. Ragged Hook damage from 3 to 5 to 4 to 8. That is massive. That's a +1, +3. That's huge. Ragged Hook launch ranks change from 3 and 4 to 3. Okay, so that's kind of interesting. It's like 1 spot. Ragged Hook can now inflict disease. Didn't need that. Skitter can no longer be used while unable to gain stealth. That shocked us. That's like very specific. Skyver did not need a buff. HP, 2 extra HP. Speed, 1 extra speed. That's it, but that matters. I got killed by a Skyver in one of my Kingdoms runs because it was just turn 1, it was blind, crippled them, hit anyway. Turn 2, crippled them again, killed someone. Brute, 10 extra HP. Stun res up. Now spawns with a buff granting bonus damage to stun and daze targets. This is to reflect the Sleuth Trinket, the Maul, where they do bonus damage against those targets. So that's interesting. Block granted on spawn from 1 to 2, straight to 2. Damage increased on smash from 6 to 8, or 6 to 10 to 8 to 12. Smash stress chance increased from 50 to 75%. Squeal, launch ranks change from 1 and 2 to 1 only, so that's to be in the very front of the party. Squeal can target the entire party. Squeal now hits 2 random targets instead of 1. Damage increased from 4 to 7 to 6 to 10. You see how, like, look at the damage up on these, man. You have to remember, these are base stats. So when you play Kingdoms and you get escalation, or they get damage buffs, or you play Confessions where they get Ordainment buffs, these are going up. Right, so instead of 4 to 7 with 40% damage, this is now 6 to 10 with 40%. So that's like 9 to 14 instead of probably like 6 to 10 before, right? So that's just a whole nother damage tier. Squeal applies daze, Squeal stress damage reduced. Okay. Wilbur got the same buffs, just everything's a little bit stronger. On the Obliterate body and stuff. Obliterate body now shows the 100% combo versus crit combo, or crit against combo applied in the academic view. Did not need this. Like, I don't know. I guess in a way, maybe they did kind of need this tune-up, but like Skyver doesn't need it. Like Skyver is far and away the most threatening thing. Brute was the least threatening. It's like I'm okay with the Brute buffs. The Skulker ones are iffy, but Skyver doesn't need even 1 speed is horrifying. Yeah. Obliterate Body and Masses got buffed, and now it does guaranteed crit on Obliterate Body. Or it tells you that it does that. And then the Squeal and stuff, damage changed, and targeting changed, and all that. Fulgore, this is the Elite Skyver. It has 100% crit versus combo in Academic View. I'm glad they added this, because I didn't even know this was a freaking thing. Why can't Audrey get 100% crit on combo? Why is that reserved for freaking enemies? The barricades added additional military barricade mashes. Warlord no longer has mashes with Spike Barricade. This makes sense. There's actually a buff to Warlord because he can't really buff the barricades. He buffs the troops, so now he has them. Barricade and weapon rack, range skills, damage taken, debuff reduced from, or buff, I guess, from 50 to 25, so you do more damage with range attacks. Removed permanent immobilize. Now they just have a ton of move resist. Which, I don't know. I don't know if this is the change. See, here's the thing. All of this here, in my opinion, right? If the people want all this, because this is here, if the people want this, I'm not going to stand in your way, all right? Because I'm not so self-sighted or short-sighted or whatever to where I think that what I want is what's best for the game. Like, if people want, if everyone else thinks this is cool, then that's fine. For me personally, I don't care about any of this. I would just rather the bleed when you hit the frickin' barricade be reduced. There's no reason you should self-combo and take a 6-point bleed for being forced to hit that thing with enemies that also synergize with combo and pummel the front line. It's so unnecessary to have that. I'd rather the bleed go down to like 1/3 at like 50% of the time or something like that. But instead, it's like Hollow Vessel, where everyone knows Hollow Vessel is a problem. Everyone hates Hollow Vessel. Everyone wants Hollow Vessel nerfed. So instead, Red Hook goes around it and they change everything else instead of the problem. And that's kind of what's happening with the barricades, at least in my opinion, though not as egregious as Hollow Vessel. So if this is, I mean, I've fought these military matches since then, and it's not bad. It's not as irritating. So I'll tell you this though, the move resist down to 75, that's pure bait. So they have some other stuff that happened too, which is nice. So debuff res is lower, 30 still a bit too high, because it would be nice to just, you know, deal with how strong they are by mitigating their damage and whatnot, blinding them. Fixed combo skills, applying combo effects to guarding heroes without combos, so I'm surprised, because I think this was fixed other places, so I'm really surprised it was here. Where what ends up happening is moves that trigger on combo, like for instance how Obliterate Body has 100% crit versus combo. Some moves like that, they have 2 versions internally. So it'll be the regular version that doesn't have the combo effect. And then there's the combo version, and when the game uses that attack, it picks the combo version if you have combo. So what happened before, which I thought they fixed it for everything, was if you're guarding someone that has combo, the game will pick the combo version still and then hit the guard target, which it shouldn't do. So what ends up happening now, especially with this, is if you have combo but you're guarded, the person guarding you gets the weakened version like they should, right? It's rewarding you for guarding. I'm surprised this still had it, but understandable. Peregrine Sable lowered his HP from 75 to 50, which is honestly great. Luconomy now applies Death Armor to ghouls, frightening. Now has a second action while alone. Honestly, I thought he always did. Kind of felt like he always had 2 actions. Sorry. I always felt like he had 2 actions, you know? So, whatever. But what ends up happening here is the best way to handle the Kairogen now, The double bone saws when he's solo are a lot of damage. Like, you know, non-crits, 11, 13, crits, 25, that kind of thing, right? So you don't want to get hit by that. So now, there are two things to do that you should do before leaving him solo, but you can still fight him solo. And that is, leave him with one person, like one other Gaunt. Ideally a woodsman or a widow, someone that's kind of weak offensively. Let him have that, and then kill him, like kill the Chirurgeon, while he sits there and wastes a turn buffing, you know, whatever friend is left, like with leucotomy and stuff. Or you just zerg him down, you know, immediately. But I have found better success with killing everything except the least threatening Gaunt, and then killing him after. Because when you kill everything, yes, he will tear you apart. Unless you already have him low. 50 HP isn't that much. But you have to remember, he also gets bonuses from escalation / ordainment. Patient HP down. Good. Confession bosses. Spoilers. Confession 1. Slightly adjusted this fight to allow players to engage with some previously blocked tactical options. They are now no longer move immune. I don't know. Are they still stunning me every other attack? Alright. Are they still not properly rotating the ability locks that they should have? Confession Boss 2 got absolutely gutted. Numerous adjustments have been made to this fight to smooth the difficulty transition across confessions. Now, yes, this fight got way easier for the nerds, right? For all of us that have, you know, lived and breathed this game for longer than any human being should be doing, the fight is now very easy. But you have to remember, this is what I try and remind people of all the time, is the game still needs a healthy influx of new players and people that don't get to play serious hours. Like, they work all week, they might have a family, and they get to put in like half a run. Okay? This is what these changes are likely for. And yeah, with Act 2, in terms of like being a streamer and all that, like people come in, they ask about this fight the most. I get asked about this fight the most. This is like the biggest roadblock, and I get asked about Act 4 after. But yeah, I get the most comments on Seething Sigh. So it makes sense that this got nerfed. Yeah, body HP down a little bit, stun res on the body reduced. I don't really know why that matters, but all of the dot resist went down, so that's pretty cool. I don't know if you can stun exhalation. I can't remember. Debuff resist went down on everything, which is nice. Death armor reduced from 3 to 2. This is probably the least impactful thing, but we'll take it. Threshold for the initial deep breath lowered from 70 to 50. That's fine. Now you can actually rush it down, whereas it was a little dangerous before. Threshold for continuous deep breath. I didn't realize they spread this out. So it's like chance of deep breath, and then only deep breath. Oh, you can absolutely blitz this thing down now. Look at this. So at 50, it might deep breath, and then like after a couple turns, you hit it, it's down like, you know, 20. You can kill this in like 1 or 2 turns from there. Exhalation, 1 breath damage reduced, 2 breath tokens reduced, stress reduced, crit reduced from 5 to 0. It can still crit via outside influences. I mean, this 5% crit didn't matter too much. Can we talk about the 30% crit that Obsession has? Can we talk about that and nerf that? But no. Exhalation with 2 breath tokens no longer grants a permanent increase in burn dealt. Interesting. Exhalation academic view description updated for clarity. When destroying one of the lungs, the visible debuff is now added to the main body. Wrath and Rancor, crit reduced, stress reduced. Hysteria no longer has a low chance of applying shuffle. Interesting, because out of all the ways to lose this fight, it happens 2 different ways. One is you're blinded or weakened and you can't do the lung damage that you need to. The other is you're setting up to do damage. Like your Hellion's got strength, maybe a crit token. You're in rank 1 because you're Ravager. And then you get hit by Hysteria and then back to rank 4. So, same with Leopard, just getting knocked out of the freaking park. So, I guess that's not going to happen anymore. Which is honestly good. You don't need Shuffle in there. You need Shuffle here. Talking to you. Blind Rage no longer gains bonus damage below half HP. Is that for if you're under half or if the boss is under half? I'm pretty sure it's the boss under half. Blind Rage damage increased to offset that. Blind Rage no longer primes combo. Cool. Dying Light threshold raised from 50 to 70%, so uses it more often. Dying Light has been redesigned to focus on horror and knockback. Okay. No longer interacts with combo or damages the torch. I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. Cooldown's been increased from 1 to 2. Alright, Confession 5 boss. Fix an issue of Strange Axis having a slim chance of not inverting all tokens on the target. Okay. Items. Reduce cost of vague trinkets from 10 to 5 baubles. Great. Healing Salve. No longer considered a common item in loot tables. The Healing Salve nerf! It's real! Thrilling Tablet effects. Check for missing ally rather than missing hero. This is so you can't use it in kingdoms where you have 3 peasants or 3 militia with you, and you get the full buff because there's no heroes. So if you have to be solo. Chalk Dust added 10% debuff res, cool. Shredded Decency, 33% debuff. Res decrease. No longer requires the target to have worship. So you can just throw it for the, yeah, that's cool. Grim Mask, Flame Threshold updated from 40 to 50, fantastic. Bone Mallet. If target has 25%, additive target has daze 25% damage. Flame Threshold upgraded from 40 to 50, so that's why the daze includes stun, I believe. It should, but yeah. This means that it's reflecting what the swine brutes get. Rousing Ringer, this is the... No, I was thinking of Dead Ringer. Replaced if enemy has daze, 25% debuff res with the target. Or replaced with if target has daze, 33% debuff res piercing. Oh yeah, this still isn't that good. What's funny is if enemy team has daze, and you get this. That's actually not bad, but I'm sorry. Covert Cloak, increase the threshold from 40 to 50. Gargoyle, 40 to 50. Pig Sticker, 40 to 50. These are community changes. I'm guessing this is so they work with Despairing Flare, the Infernal Flame that caps you at 50. So just easier synergy. Searing Scriptures, steal negative token, and combo on endure skills change to target hero. Okay, so Flag gives this out now. I'm assuming he still takes the negative token, but then deal negative token and combo on endure skills change the target hero. I'm actually not entirely sure what this means. Weird. I'm sure it's something easy and I'm just stupid. His Prison, the face trinket, replace 10% negative banner with minus 20% blight res. Neither of these are really huge drawbacks, but it's fine. It's fine, we'll take it. I mean, the blight res is a bigger drawback than the negative banner. Inert Indicia, removed, gain 1 hit with stun, daze, buff, added 100 stun res on stun, daze, resist, now provide additional token and regen 2. What the hell was that sentence? Did it say removed when hit with this, and now it does this? Charred Litany, replace 3 burn dealt with minus 2 burn duration. Interesting. This is a good defensive trinket now. Oh, and minus 2 burn. Oh, I see. Never mind. So yeah, what ended up happening was with Charred Litany, each burn you threw would do 3 extra damage per tick, but you do 2 less ticks. So it was actually a DPS loss, like just a straight up damage drop. It was not worth it. I think if you comboed, it might be not comboed. If you crit, I think it like evens out, but I can't remember on the math. Let's see. And let's see. Minus 2 burn duration is swapped with apply to attacker when hit. Burn 1 And if target has burn, 20 stun res piercing. Why do you get stun res piercing? Dark Impulse, stress resistance. Replace stress damage taken or damage effect of 25% chance to take 1 extra damage with 10% chance to apply horror. This is way better now. So what ended up happening with this is since you could take damage randomly from getting stressed, which stress happens all the time in this game, stress can also come in multiple iterations. Like you take 2 from the attack, then you get 1 from someone getting crit or whatever. Now, it doesn't have the chance to gank you. So now you just get horror, which is great. This is actually usable and actually probably pretty good. Holy Hymnal from the Sprawl. Wait, no. For Vestal. Sorry. I was thinking of Smoldering Hymnal. There you go. If has Consecration, bonus HP. This is our in item. Okay. With turn start, if has Consecration, -1 stress. This is also really good. I didn't think this one was too bad before, but this is way better. Impermeable Poultice. This is the stun resist one, I believe now. Pierce correctly in certain loot tables. Okay. Quirks. New quirk Last Stand. Bonus tokens if allies the last alive. Sluice and Swine. All those quirks, so Scrounger, Tactician, Slayer, and all that, has been merged into including Slime. So it has a new name. So the Chthonic or whatever. Breacher Story Choices. What? Change from strength benefit to a crit benefit because Breacher already conferred strength bonuses. What? General, numerous bug fixes. Tutorial edits. Loot table has been refactored to support Confessions and Kingdoms. Increased field hospital shop variety. Nice. Road debris loot tables have been updated. Remove torch costs from Shambler interaction choice, so it'll still show up. Okay. So I forgot about this. So what ended up happening was with Shambler, I believe it took 15 flame to activate the fight, which is reminiscent of Darkest Dungeon, where you have to, or the first one, where you have to put in a torch to start the fight. And that means if you're like 0 or under 15, you couldn't start it. So now you can just pick it, which is good. Temporary stun res buff after being stunned has been increased from 40 to 50. Heroes and monsters alike, that's fine. Still better for the monsters, but yeah. Fixed newborn mutation tooltip description to clarify: 33% chance to gain 1 block when hit, not on hit. Duelist Intrepid fixed issue of disengage plus unintentionally granting guard to a corpse. Man, that's such a small interaction, but I can't like have the corpse defend me now. The only thing I want to see in Intrepid next time if Duelist pops up is lowered that damage received debuff from dodging, so that thing is just horrible. Absolutely bad. Kingdom's hotfix. Let's see. Shroud environment, art assets to resolve flickering lights. So fixes. Increase Kingdom's event chance from 50 to 80. I think this is the daily event that you can get. Abomination, Rake Maul having a pop in between animation and idle loop. This is great because I don't know how many people noticed it, but I saw it. So if you left him in Rake or Maul, like for like 4 seconds, he just like flicker or something. They got rid of that. Let's see. Updated and resolved issues bounty hunter imposes and animations. That's good because he did have a couple. Updated localization issues. Fixed more invalid characters in traditional Chinese, so there's more localization. Fixed a update breaking a save, I think. So 1.06 to 2 save handling breaking in some cases. Another Kingdom's hotfix. This is part of the reason I wanted to wait too to see what other changes came in. Removed hero story requirement for Abomination in Kingdoms. I understand why they did this. I didn't necessarily have a problem with it, but everyone hated it, so that's fine. Take it out. That's totally fine. So now you don't have to do a shrine. You can just play Abomination right away, which is great. Abomination Shrine 2 Combat. Updated gold clarity. Absolution cooldown reduced from 2 to 1. Absolution not usable during round 1. So you have a better chance to survive when you're doing the puzzle, which is fine. Purifying Litany. Buff limit to maximum stat count of 2. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff here. Missing narration, issues with achievements. All right, that's fine. Don't really mind too much about that. I don't care too much. Multiple buff instances using the same override string would duplicate. What? You have to start a new Kingdoms campaign to get Abomination at the Kingdoms Crossroads. Totally understandable. Let's see. More hotfixing, updated Karajan's second action alone now performs the same as a standard turn, so I'm assuming this means it's not an extra action, so he'll take like damage over time. That's what I'm assuming. Like, this happens so fast that I don't even know what the properties were, but that would be my guess from what this looks like. Fixed to respawn refilled heroes not having affinity connections causing purple text. Experimental. Beastman, Alpha Rockclaw, fixed issue with having skills that will never be revealed in academic view. Alpha Rockclaw, fixed an issue with Thundering Hooves applying taunt to the target. Abomination, fix the color of the stress heal on Unchained version of Transform. Transform Plus. That's very small. Act 5 spoilers again. Oh. The Spectre. Okay. Updated pip highlighting logic, character sheets, crossroad UI, typo fixes, blacklight lantern is added to Kingdoms. This is from the Catacombs DLC. And then the last hotfix we got, this is like right before the weekend, I think, so this skipped coming in hot, by the way. So if you're on experimental like I always am, then you should go to retail. Crypt Keeper, reduce the appearance rate. Cool. Disabled from appearing in repair fights. Great. Pass key removed immobilized on crit. Great. Added passive debuff when moving. Does he have a passive debuff? Is that on him? When moving, add blind, or weak, or vuln, or daze. So moving him around debuffs him, I think. I've only fought him like... I fought him one time in Kingdom so far, and I was on experimental, so I never saw what this was. Passive low flame crit buffs reduced from 10 to 5% while under 50, 15 to 10 while under 25, and 100 to 15 while at 0. Wait, was that for him? That's a Crypt Keeper buff? Oh my god. Okay, so this is really bad because I mean, it's a great change, but here's what happens with this. So if he was getting buffed while your flame was low, if you've played Kingdoms, you know, and you got to like Escalation 2 and 3, the flame drain kicks up. So the flame runs out faster. The Catacombs are still a full like 5-node region instead of like 3, like the overworld stuff is. That means your flame is guaranteed hitting 0 unless you have like 8 glimmers or the Iron Brazier or something like that. So that means that this asshole was getting plus 100% crit consistently. Yikes. I mean, that makes sense though. Like, you wouldn't see this if you're just thinking of Confession. So it's like, this had to hit Kingdoms, I guess, to be caught. Seepage now is a 1-turn cooldown from the Bagman. Alright. Those are the patch notes. Let me know what you're thinking down below. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you next time.